Or for your about the body no TV, so you best just like no comment. Now subscribing to the channel now. Already from Abuja and nowadays send me able to job concerning and people lose or lose you or say people losing the same brain and but one factor I say amount 40 million one equals galamsey akon eno nso kan obina nkofo no entimi enwini this election o chese wo hwe sifa na galamsey koso na nsu a essay sifa nsu pra na other rivers o Ghana na nsu no eni no chese ohia sugar eni milo bi anase some milk bi egum na chese no na wo na okon na eno nyina kan bi a people for try so be solve that issue na entime answer be ekoye insem bebre no enso kan why one factor no so ema MPP timilozu election no na Abuja na po e dey buy na no na pese be ko nyakuti sansem wo emi chechemu aba
is that I've made that point multiple times. A very complex matter that we have to deal with. We're dealing with gold, which is money, and money, as you know, has its own complexities. People go after money, and there's very little that you can do to stop them, and so on and so forth. We did our very best. We put in a lot of measures. We made a lot of progress, some progress, I should say. But the issue is a systemic, endemic issue, which has to be dealt with over a period of time. And I want to believe that my successor will take up from where we left off and move forward. But that contributed to the electoral fortunes of the MPP, as it would have done if it was any other political party. I have no doubt whatsoever.
But the view is that you sought to preserve your interest in these galamsey constituencies, as opposed to fighting galamsey, so that all of us are better off, and the people in the city will be happy with you. But somehow, you decided to go easy on the fight against galamsey, defying views from all manner of people who were criticizing the government. And ultimately, you lost both in the communities where galamsey is an endemic, and then also in the cities where the people are not happy with their quality of water. Well, I agree with that view. And some views also are expressed to the extent that, look, they do not even believe that losing these constituencies where galamsey is endemic is as a result of galamsey, or how you approached it.
Well, I don't know about these views you are expressing. What I do know is that the instructions to deal with galamsey was as expressed as it could ever be from the president and the government, and we did all we could to get a handle on this matter. And as I've explained multiple times, it's a very complex matter, it's a very difficult matter, and it's a matter that requires sustained effort. And the effort we've made did achieve some results and did make some progress. There is still a lot that has to be done. I hope my successor will continue from there.
Is there anything you regret about the government's handling of the fight against galamsey?
Well, one of the things I think would have done better was public sensitization, both in this city talk you're talking about and in the community talk, because a lot of the people who also contributed to the discussions in the city did not actually appreciate, with the greatest of respect, the complexities on the ground, about the issues we're dealing with on the ground. And then when you went on the ground too, a lot of people did not also appreciate the complexities of the issues that we're dealing with and the importance of dealing with this matter. And so my successor, I believe, should pay particular attention to sensitization and getting and carrying the country with him or her.
Okay, and then also, I mean, the joke is almost always raised that you have your brother on the other side and you are on this side. You find yourself in government, your brother is in opposition. You find yourself in opposition, your brother is in government. The two of you, do you pray for the success of each other in terms of what happens at the polls? At least Ghanaians would want to know things like that. When you meet, what do you talk about? That, oh, it should be well with you in your elections and that of your party, or that, oh, it should be well with me alone in this election?
Well, first of all, we are brothers like everybody else. And secondly, I've made a point multiple times. I have very good friends in the NDC, extremely good friends, whom I wish very well, who wish me very well. Much more my brother, and vice versa. And so, we are brothers. I mean, we can't take that away. And it's turned out that we are in different political parties. But I believe also that at the end of the day, it's all about public service. It's all about trying to contribute our quota to the welfare of our country. I had a privilege, courtesy the president and my party, to serve as Deputy Chief of Staff for 4 years and as Minister for 4 years. I'm very grateful, and now I'm Member of Parliament for another 4 years. I continue to be grateful to the good people of Damango and the Ghanaian people for that opportunity to have served for these 8 years. I don't know what role he will play in the incoming government, but whatever role he plays is all part of the public service of our country, and I wish him well, just as he will wish me well. And of course, just as I will even wish any NDC minister well, because if they do well, Ghana does well. If they don't do well, Ghana doesn't do well. So it's always in our collective interest to wish every government well, which is in that spirit that I wish President Mahama's government well.
We hear he may head to the ministry responsible for energy. How do you feel about that as his brother? He may head to the Ministry of Energy as the minister for that space. What do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know what the plans of the president is. I don't know what President Mahama's plans. I wouldn't even know. How will I? Where I sit, I'm like you.
But how do you feel about that space for him?
That if he was Minister for Energy?
Yes.
It's just to be an opportunity for him to serve. I will wish him well, and I hope that he serves and serves well. That's a very important consequential ministry, which affects each and every one of us. And so it will be now all of us, our collective interest, to wish him well, to do well, and to run the ministry well, for the good of all of us.
Thank you so much. Yes,
thank you.
Before you go, John, the ally on, the mining in forest area, was it revoked?
Well, I think there was an application to the parliament for it to be revoked. There was.
So it was revoked. It's been revoked?
Well, there was an application, I know, that we put in an application before the parliament for it to be revoked. Whether or not it was revoked, I have to check.
All right, we'll come back to you on that. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, I was any pay quoted ne a boot Jinapon and the Chagu and the transfer fee in some way or the Atujano yeti a home and come out.
Okay, the outgoing minister for natural resources, forests and natural resources, right? Yeah. And minerals and natural resources. Okay, now some now can I think say we are aware of that. Say, oh, can conform you know so a more benefit to Ghana home. Ghana Butumpa Sa John Jinaponi uni Abu Jinapo Codibiano Bakobo opposition number Kobo a government into a huncher dia hunchere a be mahoda is a miniana when this is and watch number about wine kufu dia mame I say a call with former a housing and the minister Raza Marco Cobin and MPP on so much church among who sound now galamsey issue na a course on the said the worker say a dent on them no. He as a minister he fought but I say or this young kwa a quite gane and obako fonson sa and katanya miani so what I say obako son chile down for ntino kundi coin but ane kona ankoye enough because so now it is perceived so some key members of your party we are members of the friend saying galamsey now will fight Tianoa. How do you succeed? Because Emma Wunya the Ahwadin also Wunya at the fight at the end Unya someone didn't fight. And of course another aspect is when say essence ni or mining in a manifesto back one I dream back continue will be to me at the open. Galamsey a saying so and can yet party some so king I can boom back. News I deal with the but with the Uncle Bassa, I buy your tail so me, Mampanin so me cry there, said galamsey and announced me here Macunia cry, may no shas ye, young Quashes Cavita, young Fanchinum, young Cheche, young Yadan Uncle Siaga. No, be so son of Machile. But I'm saying they're doing tomorrow morning, Monam, ye buy them my. How are you going to survive? But, would dear chase also dear, let's just say. Niama bebre besay nti wo ka se ka ho na omuluzu ya me fi so ya mena ya adwene but nyom wankasa na ewo galamsey areas in the to abati ayu because one omo ho de adwuma na omo ye na omo pe obi enu o galamsey site wa o se de o ye na ompe kura na isa sama na aduane di ntino obeto ama o se be ya obe keep on so ebi mu tutia mo tutia nyina ya omo e bi afie a ba say and here ban be close because ana ebimu ekodu ba bi na nkakeka na koye enti de minia yabu jinapo e kan de me fi se ne kwan so ano no
right tell us your like share na fa comment go comment section I say FMI akram